Well, ladies and gentlemen, due to an abrupt start, we're back here with the Highline Racing League here in Knoxville. We're here for an exciting race on the dirt, lap 10 out of 60. Right now, it's Ryan Hines who leads Dylan Poteet, Terry Brooks, Caleb Morrissey, Tyler J. Snyder, Austin Bloom, Matt Murr, Scott Zellner, Kendall Kerr, Connor Holden, Ryan Potter, Ty Smith, Derek Fowler, Dylan J. Body, Jacob Palm, Dalton Barber, and Mitchell Dreyer. Dylan Wedgwood, the man who is, I believe, our choose cone, or choose V. Well, so far, a dominant opening to the race as Ryan Hines has absolutely pulled away from Terry Brooks, who leads literally the rest of the field in their charge back up to the front. And I don't know how successful it's going to be as Ryan Hines has gained now 2/10 again on this field. In 12 laps, he's gained 3 seconds. And let me go to the blip cam just to show you how much of a gap that is, all right? So that's Hines. And here, I'm going to do something a little unprofessional here, but just to really show you the gap. That's the gap that he has. That is the gap. Almost half the track, at least a quarter, to the next car, and that's Terry Brooks, led by Caleb Morrissey and Dylan Poteet. And Ryan Hines has pulled away. Absolutely pulled away. This battle is far from over as Dylan Poteet tries to make a move around the outside of Morrissey. As he's trying to use that cushion up there, and I'm really no dirt guy, so my knowledge is going to be a little bit limited here, but right now that's all these guys seem to be running. Caleb Morrissey all the way up in the cushion. Usually you want to have your right wheel on the cushion, if I'm not mistaken, but Morrissey takes a different approach to running it. Now, one place I know you don't really want to run is you'll see there, and you'll notice it about the middle of the track where they're all running. It gets kind of shiny. That's called the slick. And that's exactly where you don't want to run your truck to be really loose. It won't turn. You can see it at the bottom of your screen. That's what it looks like. That shiny, almost reflective bit on the track. That's the slick. And you don't want to run there because if you do run there, as I said, your truck will start to slide around and get loose. It won't be a fun time. Ryan Hines ever extending the gap now to 3.3 seconds here lead. And this battle still goes on as now Terry Brooks leads over Poteet and Morrissey. This is the battle for second, because the battle for the win has practically already been wrapped up. As Morrissey around the outside of Poteet, unable to do much now, as Poteet, who was on the outside, slings it down to the inside. And he is able to hang on just barely though. You see the Poteet is running in the slick. And I don't want to say that's the reason why he's slow. I don't have enough dirt knowledge to really give a solid suggestion. But I can only imagine that's it. Oh, Tyler J. Snyder overcooks it into 3 and 4 and gets into the wall. And see, and Poteet in the wall off 4. Yeah, you can see that dark brown on the track almost looks like it's been polished because that's where everyone's been running on the track. That is the slick. You want to avoid that as much as possible. Ryan Potter. Slinging it around and in the wall. Goes the 99. And he will slide just in front of our head pack here. And there's Terry Brooks. And then Ryan Hines, who is now almost 4 seconds clear of the leader. And it's hard to me to say that 4 seconds in 21 laps. His last lap was a 22.5, and everyone else was a 22.7, so consistently 2/10 of a lap faster than the rest of the field. And because he doesn't have to battle anybody, it's an undisturbed 2/10. Now, if you're having to battle somebody, you might go, 2/10 faster 1 lap, a 10 slower 1 lap, because you have to go side by side with somebody. Ryan Hines does not. He does not have to do that. He is pulling away. One person that has pulled up to the rear end of Terry Brooks. It's Caleb Morrissey now in the fight for second. As right now, the 6 of Morrissey will slide to the inside. Brooks all the way in that cushion using all 4 tires. But he's using that topside lane, and he'll get a better run than Morrissey off the corner. As they go through 1 and 2 down the back straightaway, these two have been untested so far, as Terry Brooks still holds on to second on Morrissey. But that gap, ever so fluctuating now. Ryan Hines drops a couple of tenths now, but back up to a 3.7. And the rest of the field tails behind. The battle for second is about the closest battle we have on track right now. And that's between Terry Brooks and Caleb Morrissey. Everyone else, we already have 4 drivers a lap down. It's Dalton Barber, Ryan Potter, Dylan Giovanni, and Richard Breyer. I think Dylan Wedgwood's back on the track. Yes, he is. So Wedgwood is back out, and he is the last car on this racetrack, but he's also 8 laps down. Well, it's Terry Brooks over Caleb Morrissey. Your battle for second. Ryan Hines is your leader all the way up here. Let's see if we can catch a better up. There they are. In the back of your frame, you can see second and third. But now, Hines will have to deal with lap traffic. Let's see how he cuts through this. So right now, that's the... it says the 76, and there's the 53 as around goes scraping the outside. And it's Derek Fowler and Jacob Hom that Ryan Hines just lapped. So now all that's left pretty much on the lead lap is the top 10. Connor Holden next up on the chopping block. Well, one that was in the chopping block is Caleb Morrissey, as he tries to go around the outside of Terry Brooks. Unable to make the pass. Brooks still holding off that second position now, but Morrissey using that top cushion to try and get something done. As they will slide. And I'll keep you updated on as far as lap traffic goes, but right now, by the looks of it, Ryan Hines is starting to catch what is the 11th position of Connor Holden again. But these two have been battling now for almost a good chunk of the race so far, almost all of it, as they've been side by side. Into the wall scrapes the end of Morrissey. Is now Ryan Hines closing on to Connor Holden and Ty Smith. As to the inside, Hines goes Holden 3 wide. And a 2-for-1 move into 1 and 2. Hines able to pass a couple of lap cars in that single move. And now he is setting his sights on Ty Smith and then Austin Bloom. Well, Caleb Morrissey able to finally make the move around Terry Brooks. But this battle might not be over if Morrissey makes a mistake. See, if Morrissey makes a mistake, then Terry Brooks could start to come into the back. You see there, oh my God, goes for the slide job. Does Brooks, goes all the way on to the, the berm. That's what that's called, the berm. See, I'm pulling out my dirt knowledge here. It's not going very well. So the bottom bit that's raised, that's the berm. And then the raised part at the top of the track, that's the cushion. I'm sure whenever I pull one of these guys in here, they could school me on dirt terms. But right now, as it stands, it's going to be Morrissey over Brooks. That's the battle for second. But no one, and I mean no one, has been able to stop Ryan Hines on his charge to an absolutely dominating victory here at Knoxville. Now, he's been leading such a good chunk of this race that now the top 9 are the only ones who are still on the lead lap. And it's a good chunk of time before we get to Austin Bloom, but I wouldn't doubt if the number 25 up front goes and gets it done quite quick. Ryan Hines has been really on the charge these past 2 weeks. Got the win last week in Kansas, but an absolute charge from him. Great job to get. I believe that was his first win. I didn't know that before going into the broadcast, but now I can say that I want to congratulate Ryan Hines on his first win last week. A little belated congratulatory first win, but here he is leading again and by 2.5 seconds. Well, but hold on. Caleb Morrissey, I believe, might be starting to catch Ryan Hines. If Morrissey was able to catch Hines, he'd have about 20 laps to get it done. Right now, Morrissey looking to try and catch Hines. The gap is decreasing by quite a margin, but I don't know. I don't know if Morrissey has enough time to go catch Ryan Hines. Because there's Hines as he passes the 26. That's Dilla J. Body. And he's closing in on Austin Bloom. Not as fast as the rest of the lap cars that he caught. But he's still controlling out front right now. I just would be a little worried if I was him because Caleb Morrissey is really on his way. 2.4 seconds the gap now. And that was, got to remember, 3.7 about 20 laps ago. So Caleb Morrissey really been able to catch him. Morrissey is almost about even. About even on best times right now, but 0.3 faster than Hines in front. 0.3 faster or so about per lap. So he might have enough time to do it if he keeps up his pace. Problem is, he's going to have to try and rocket away because Morrissey has all but clear track in front of him. But the problem is that so does Hines. So what will he do? We're riding on board, and this is what these guys are doing, slinging the thing around. Let's ride on board for a couple laps and see what Caleb Morrissey is doing to catch Ryan Hines so fast. And from what I'm getting here is that he's sort of using the slick to help him turn, but it looks like it's going to really loose. But then again, that last lap by Morrissey was 0.3 a lap faster than Hines, and that gap is forever closing now within 1.5 seconds of the 25. This battle was going to come down to these final laps. We might have a battle for the lead in our hands, and I think Caleb Morrissey might be able to steal it after Hines had pretty much gone on a completely dominant run throughout the beginning portion of this race. And I think Caleb Morrissey might be able to do it. So here he is, right now, the gap at about 1.5, now 1.3. That last lap of almost about even. Let's see what it was for Caleb Morrissey at about 1/10 faster, so he is slowing down. But as long as Hines keeps going as slow as he was before, Morrissey will have more than an opportunity to try and catch up to the 25. Well, Morrissey is on his charge to try and get to the lead over Ryan Hines. The next closest battle on the racetrack is Connor Holden and Ty Smith. These two battling it out. And then the next one also is Tyler J. Snyder to Scott Zellner. And then Scott Zellner to Dylan Poteet. These guys are also close. I'll tell you what, though. This gap kind of stagnant now. Ryan Hines did actually beat Morrissey's lap that other lap, but now Morrissey beats Hines again by about half a tenth. The problem is, I believe... Oh, and there's going to be a caution. Oh, the 21 stuck in the middle of the track. Kendall Kerr. Was stuck in the middle of the track. Let's get an instant replay and see what happened. Oh, he turns a 53. Hold on, let's go back further. So Kendall Kerr seems to be having a great battle with the 53. Oh, and he just comes up off the corner and straight into the left rear of the 53. And he just flat out turns him. And as much as Kendall Kerr wanted to save it, ends up backwards. And comes up right in front of the leaders. Well, Kendall Kerr turns to 53. That's the cause of the caution. And right now, Kendall Kerr sits 12th. Well, going to be Ryan Hines, Caleb Morrissey, Terry Brooks, Dylan Poteet, Scott Zellner, Tyler J. Snyder, Austin Bloom, Matt Murr, and Jacob Hom and Ty Smith, your top 10. It looks to be that lights are out on the back of the pace car. Now Poteet takes his chance to lead on the inside. However, Ryan Hines still your leader. Caleb Morrissey in second behind him. So interesting lane choice from the 25 and the 6. So let's see what happens here as the pace car got to make its dive down on pit road. And we are going to be green from Knoxville for the first restart of tonight. Coming out of 4, they were 3 wide for the lead, and it almost ended terribly as they were 3 wide again. Hines over Morrissey, then over Poteet. Morrissey goes to the inside of the 25. They're going to be side by side going down the backstretch as now sends it to the inside, goes the 6. 25 up into the wall, scrapes it, and Caleb Morrissey able to get away with the race lead, but not for long. As here comes Ryan Hines. Oh, he's not quite clear. Ooh, a brave move by the 25. As kind of stacked up as they get. Here comes Morrissey. Back down. He shoves the 25 up into the wall. But he's going to have the runoff corner exit. And they're going to be side by side. And around the outside goes Hines. Chopped up by Morrissey, finds a gap. Morrissey slides, still sliding, as now tries to pinch the 25 into the wall. 25 ends up in the wall. And that 6 almost turns to 25. As that down to the inside he goes, gets a fat bumper from Ryan Hines. So Hines will now send it down to the inside. Is it going to be clear? He shoves the 6 up into the wall, as did the 6 into him. Morrissey's going to spin in front of the field, and the caution is back out again.
Fuel whenever you can, but doing a really good job. Tell me about your race car when you can.
Caleb Morrissey goes for another spin. Well, caution's out again, and it will be an overtime finish. Let's take a look back and see what happened. So Morrissey gets a really big shove from the 25 of Hines. And Hines is going to send it down the inside. And up comes Hines. The 6 is already loose. And if anything, Ryan Hines might have kind of saved him. Oh, what a miss. Oh my, by all the field. I think Caleb Morrissey just got in the gas just a wee bit too much. Let's go on board with the 6 and see. Yeah, I think he just turned it a little too hard to the left. And that's what ended him up there. Well, Caleb Morrissey brings out the caution again for the second time tonight. And as he was the one who spun off contact with the 25 of Ryan Hines. As we get ready to go green again. Going to be Ryan Hines and Dylan Poteet, your front row. Pace truck is going to pull into pit road, this time by. Lights are out as we are double file. Heading into 3 and 4, which should be the last restart. As down into pit road goes the pace car. Now, going to be green again from Knoxville.
Green flag.
I'll be honest with you, I don't really know. I just kind of held the throttle down and hope it worked, and it worked out for us. So I'm pretty happy with this. I had a blast. I don't run as much dirt as I would like to, but I think this track car combo is great. It's fun to slide these things around, and um, it's a very different challenge for sure. But it is always a blast to come run these things on dirt. Yeah, at the start there, it was kind of everybody around the bottom to middle, and then you could definitely feel it fall away pretty quick to just the top. You could tell when you got your right rear in that on that cushion that it took off. So it was really just trying to get a feel for the fence there. I know there's a lot of us running into the fence, especially in 3 and 4, but yeah, more or less, really just trying to find the cushion up top there towards the end. Yeah, I mean, thanks you guys for putting on a great show, and thanks to everyone for getting some good green flag laps in tonight. It was fun, had some good clean racing, so hopefully we can continue this trend through the end of the year. All right, thank you. Y'all have a good one.
Uh, Kind of got lucky. I think I overestimated how much tire wear was going to be on the truck. I'd noticed in practice we had some tire wear, so I was trying to take it easier on the first part of the run, that long green flag run. And Caleb got to me, and I'm like, well, I guess I need to pick it up. And then he was going faster than I wanted, so I let him go. And then I'm like, well, I'll catch him as the tire wear picks up. Then they weren't slowing down, so we had that caution, which I hated to see, but it created a whole whirlwind of stuff because we ended up on the outside on the restart. Uh, Kind of got snuck into the wall coming out of the corner. I think we were back to sixth or something like that. Then another restart, was able to just kind of hook the inside line and let everybody battle it out on the cushion and just try to use the clean racetrack, and was able to pull it off. Oh, I would love it. I had a lot of fun racing around Caleb. Well, I had a lot of fun racing around everybody, but me and Caleb there in that mid stint of the race, we had several crossovers going on. That was a lot of fun. I only got to race Ryan for a little bit right there at the very end, just because of the way it stacked up. But I've raced with him on some other dirt stuff before, and just I love dirt racing. I think it's a great aspect, and this was a really good track. Had a lot of width to it, and was able to make it where we could run multiple lanes and not have a lot of cautions. And for this league and short tracks, that is a phenomenal night. And then on top of that, we done it at a dirt track. So hope we get it back on the schedule next year. I'd like to thank Westlake Royal. I'd like to thank Culture Designs, the whole HLRL group, the whole Fireball Talks FTN for the broadcasts. thank you for putting on the broadcast for us and all the announcing. I always enjoy going back and watching the replays, Alex. And once again, I'd like to thank or congratulate Ryan on another great run, back-to-back wins. Good job. I hope so too. Have a good.
Really, really good after that one. Honestly, going to a dirt race, I do a lot of dirt racing on here, so I was honestly pretty comfortable with it. But you never know with these trucks, and I know Caleb's always really good here, and I want to give him a shout out because he was running me down there before that caution, and I knew on that restart that he was going to have a really, really good shot at getting by me because he's always good at these dirt races. But I just actually watched the replay while I was wait for this interview, and I was hoping that I didn't cause him to spin out there, and I saw he was a little loose as I was trying to throw the slider on him, and I kind of saved him a little bit, and then he hit the wall, and that spun him out. But regardless, I hated to see him get spun out, but I'm certainly happy to get the win, and it was a ton of fun racing with him. He's probably making a pretty good point there. I feel like anytime we go to these wild card tracks, like a super short kind of late model geared track, or these dirt races, we tend to have quite a few cautions. So honestly, I was impressed with the racing tonight. I thought everybody did a really good job of controlling their truck, and I never would have thought that Caleb and I were going to be able to race that close because I feel like in these races we usually get pretty spread out. But regardless, it was a lot of fun. I was really happy with the racing tonight. It's kind of crazy, honestly. I've been in this league for probably 4 or 5 years now, between the Xfinity car and more recently the trucks, and a lot of top fives, a lot of top tens, but just never quite had enough raw speed to crack off a win. And got the one last week, and I guess that's what I needed because I'm back here talking to you again this week. But hopefully we can keep it going. As always, I got to thank Adam for all his time in this league and putting this all together for us. Like I said last week, it's a lot of fun, and I know he has to put a lot of work in to give us a place to race every week. I want to thank Caleb for giving me all I could handle there and racing me clean. I really appreciate that. It was a lot of fun. Um, Otherwise, I think that's all I got. Thanks, Alex.